Bears fans, and welcome to our Ursinus Sports Network.
I'm Erin Devine.
And I'm Maddie Wilson, and this is Sports on Main.
The Bears were busy all weekend, and we have the full recap for those of you who missed the action.
And as always, we'll give you a preview of the action of this upcoming week.
Let's get to it.
We present to you Sports on Main.
Two Ursinus swimmers competed in the NCAA Championships this week, with seniors Sophie Lear and Ryan Karkoff capping off their impressive Ursinus careers. Lear set a new school record in the 100-meter breaststroke and was named an All-American twice in the championships. She finishes her Bears career with 5 All-American certificates, 12 gold medals at Centennial Conference Championships, 2 Most Outstanding Swimmers honors from the Centennial, a Most Outstanding Rookie honor from the Centennial, and 2 individual school records. Ryan Karkoff also set a school record, breaking his own record in the 100-meter freestyle. Karhoff finishes his career with 2 school records, 4 medals at Centennial Conference Championships, and becoming the first Bears men's swimmer to compete in the NCAA Championship meet.
Baseball had a full weekend of games, starting off the weekend with a tough 7-3 loss to Alvernia. The Bears split a doubleheader against Eastern University, dropping the first game to a close 3-2 ball game before their bats came alive and cruised to a 14-4 dominant victory in the second game. The Bears were helped by a stellar performance on the mound from sophomore Tyler Schneider, who turned to 5 solid innings, striking out only 6 while allowing 2 runs. The Bears hold a 6-10 record overall after the games this weekend.
Softball did not have any games this week due to 2 rainouts. This week we sit down with freshman Sam Allen, who has an interesting story on how she decided to come to Ursinus and be on the softball team.
Alrighty, so Sam, I know you had a interesting journey about how you got to Ursinus and how you joined the softball team here. Do you want to tell us anything about that?
Yeah, so my junior year of high school, I was looking into schools for softball, and I emailed some coaches, and I looked into Concordia College in New York, and I loved the coach. I met her. She was amazing. I toured the school, went on a visit. I loved it. I committed in the summer before my senior year. And then in January of my senior year, I got an email that said, your school has been closed. Like, sorry, thank you. And I was like, what? So then I Googled it because I was confused, because the email really didn't say anything. Like, my coach emailed me, and like it was like the most bland email ever, and I was so confused. And I Googled it, and Iona had bought that campus for their nursing program. So then January of my senior year, I had no school to go to, and most applications for colleges were due in like early February. Some were due by then, some were due in March. And so I called my travel coach at the time, and I was like, what do I do? Like, what do I do now? And at that point I was like, I guess I just won't play softball, because I didn't think it would be easy enough to like be recruited that fast, and like they weren't going to be able to see me play until like this summer or like school season. I would have had to been like committed and applied by then. And my friend Madison that I grew up with, her and her dad were the 2 main people. They were like, come to Ursinus, please. Like, I'll call the coach. I'll tell her about you. Like, it's fine. Like, apply, whatever. And I was like, I don't know. Like, during like the recruiting process, she mentioned it, and I was like, it's fine. And I never looked into it because I don't know. I didn't. And so it got really late into like, it was like February by then, and I was like, I still don't know where I'm going. And I looked into other schools, and it just never like worked out. And my coach was like, well, I'm calling Ursinus, I'm calling the coach, and you're gonna look at the school, and you're gonna tell me how you like it, because you need to figure out where you're going. And me and my mom came for a tour of the campus, and the coach said I had a Zoom with her prior to my tour here, and she said to come down and meet her and some of the girls after the tour. And when we got here, I just loved it. Like, the campus is so like beautiful, and I don't really not like passionate about a lot of things.
Yeah.
So like when I even toured like the other school, my parents were like, do you like it? And I was like, yeah, sure, it's fine. I'll go here. I don't care. And when I got here, I was like, no, I actually like really like it, like more than I thought I would like a school. And the coach is really nice. Like, I love her. She was so like made me want to come here and like feel like accepted. And like she didn't even like see me play right away, but she was like, I'd love to have you, like, and I was like, okay. So after I toured the school, I was like, no, yeah, I definitely can see myself coming here, because before that I didn't know anything about the school, and I was just like, nah, it's fine, I don't want to. And after that day I applied and I got in, and yeah.
So it sounds like you didn't really like think of Ursinus when you were first looking at schools. So like, was it never really an option? Was it just like until Maddie was like, hey, like come here?
Yeah, so she like brought it up earlier, and I was like, it's all right, sure, maybe. Like she was like, email the coach, and I was like, okay, and I didn't, and I never did, and so it really wasn't like ever on my radar. And my coach was like, you need a school now, so let's go. And I wound up actually loving it here because I never even looked into it.
Best recruiters are the people already on the team. Do you think your experience at another school would be different if you had gone to Concordia, or do you think it'd be like similar, or like?
Yeah, I think it'd be a little similar. Some aspects would definitely be different. Like, it's very small. I think it's a lot smaller than this school actually, which would have been like a little different. Like when I went on my tour, every single person the girls on the team walked by, they knew. Like they were like, hey, hi, hey, and I was like, how do you all know each other? Like it was like everyone, like, and they were like close. And they said it was more like a high school scene kind of, because it was so little. So I wasn't like thrilled about that, but I also wanted a smaller school because the class sizes were small like here, and I knew I wanted something like that. But like I feel like for the most part, most of it was the same. I love that coach. I love this coach. The campus was pretty small. Now, all my friends, most of my friends are all on the team. So I think even there, like most of my friends there would have been on the team. So I think it would have been really similar. The only difference is Concordia was closer to New York City.
Yeah.
So like the train station was right there, so they said they go into the city a lot. So that would have been different. Like I'd probably go into the city on like weekends or something and like hang out there, but that's really the only different aspect, I feel like.
Well, it's good to have you here. Thanks for your time.
Thank you.
Men's lacrosse lost a tough battle to number 5 St. John Fisher 14-12 as their record drops to 3-4 with a loss. Jeremy Calabro led the Bears with 4 goals.
Women's lacrosse lost a heartbreaker as their comeback attempt fell short against Drew University, losing the game 16-14. Senior Riley Morgan led the way for the Bears as she scored 5 goals, and junior Alexa Machado became the 9th goalkeeper in program history to surpass 200 career saves.
Over break, men's tennis was down in Florida with sophomore Lars Jesperson impressing enough to be named Centennial Conference Player of the Week. We asked Lars about his dominant performance in Florida and how he feels about being named Player of the Week. Lars said, "It felt great finally getting my name out there among the Centennial Conference. It's something I've been trying to do for a while." When asked if he felt any increased pressure now to continue to perform at such a high level here, he replied, "I feel like I have a lot of momentum. I feel like I'm getting back my match toughness after playing a lot of matches down on break. I think not just me, but my whole team as well doesn't really feel any pressure. We are all only in our second year and we are going out every match with nothing to lose and are just trying to prove ourselves out there that we can compete and win at any level of tennis."
The Bears have a packed week coming up with men's golf kicking off the week, playing in the Lebanon Valley Spring Invitational at Lebanon Country Club on Monday. Men's and women's tennis both also face off against Lebanon Valley this Monday at 4:30. The softball team jumps back into action after having multiple games postponed last week, with the Bears facing off against Gwen and Mercy in a doubleheader on Tuesday, with games at 3 p.m. and 5 p.m. Meanwhile, baseball is taking on Albright at 3:30 on Tuesday.
Wednesday, we see women's lacrosse take on Susquehanna at 4 p.m. Softball will also have another doubleheader as they face Elizabethtown at 3 p.m. and 5 p.m. on Thursday, while baseball has a 3:30 game against Rosemont College. Women's tennis will also be taking on Rutgers Camden at 3:30 on Thursday.